Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Uh, Welcome to the second day of the Management Development Program on sustainable supply chain. It is our pleasure to have with us today Dr. Rahul Gandhi, sir. Um, he will be talking on basically sustainable e-commerce operations. So let us welcome him, and I request our scholar Alikya to briefly introduce Rahul sir to the audience. Alikya, please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening, Venkat sir and Rahul Gandhi, sir.
Good evening, ma.
So it's my pleasure to introduce our resource person, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, sir, for the talk today. Rahul Gandhi, sir, started his career as a management trainee in marketing at PEC Limited, a public sector undertaking under Ministry of Commerce, where he was responsible for managing imports and domestic sales. Later, he joined Infosys and was associated with the Procure Edge platform built on SAP SRM of Business Platforms Unit. He was entrusted with various responsibilities in the areas of business analytics, business plan formulation, and new business development, marketing, and strategy formulation. Later, in 2014, he joined and started his journey in academics as an assistant professor by teaming up with bright minds at Center of Management Studies, Nalsar University of Law, Hyderabad. So we welcome you to the session and we hope you will enlighten us with all the sustainable operations in e-commerce sector. I hand over the session to you, sir.
Thank you
Thank you,
so much.
Rahul sir,
Thank you so
for
much.
accepting the invitation. Please take over the session. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, thank you for the introduction, Mr. Likya, and thank you, Pramod sir. And good evening, Ramesh sir, one of the co-chairs of the sessions and all. Uh, yes, good evening, everyone. So, I can see the chat here, YouTube chat. So, wherever you want to contribute, or else if you have any concerns, please do paste in your comments. Yes. So I am there to take all your queries because, as I see and as we believe, we are not here to finish off or else rush through. We just want to learn, co-learn. In fact, that is the objective of not just we as a teachers, but the objective of NEP as well. Okay, right. So let me take you through this PPT. Okay, yeah. Can you all see this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Visible, sir. Please go ahead.
Visible, right? Okay. So, what comes to your mind after looking at this? Hello, what comes to your mind? You can type in the chat box. I can see the chat messages. So I repeat the question. So what comes to your mind, when you look at these images? Okay, right. So these days, quick commerce has become an integral part of our life. Okay. So whenever you try to order goods from this quick commerce stores, you receive your
Alikya?
Sir, I think so. Sir has lost his network.
Oh, I
Sir
see.
has left the meetings.
Okay. Sir, I think we lost you for a while.
yes, sir. Sir, can I stop the camera and then continue, sir?
Yeah,
Maybe.
definitely, sir. Definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, you need to share the screen again.
Yes, ma. I'm doing that. Okay. Right. So if you look at the screen, as I said, quick commerce has become an integral part of a life. So I pasted only three baggages. I mean, the packaging covers that we receive, along with the goods that are delivered at our doorstep. So it is from Swiggy, Instamart, Blinkit from Zomato, and then Zepto. We have other players as well, BB Now and all. But majority of the sales that are happening with these three quick commerce players. Okay, let me take you to the next slide. Okay. So what is the difference between the first slide and the second slide?
Sir, there are some comments in the chat box. You can please have a look at it.
Okay, sir. Right, sir. Yes, sir. It is eco-friendly packaging indeed. Agreed. But what is the difference between first slide and second slide? They are paper bags. Agreed, sir. Eco-friendly. Can you all see that? Can you spot the differences? Hello?
Sir, they can only be writing their answers through comments, sir. Nobody will be answering it.
No. Actually, I'm not. I could not able to see the comments, man. That's why I'm asking the question again. So I'm
Okay,
just
sir.
following the chat box.
Okay.
Are you able to see the comments, sir, now?
Yes, sir. Comments
Yeah.
and all. Not many comments, sir. In fact, they have said reusable. Yes, Venkat, sir. One important concept. And then Dr. SSA, first one reflects the e-commerce company names. Okay. Venkat Bolaram, sir, he is spot on. Let me mention the utility that is observed in both the slides. What do we do? I repeat, what do we do once we receive the the consignment or else the packs from these quick commerce companies? These covers are instantly thrown into the dustbin. Why? First, either we don't tear them properly, or else even if we tear them properly, they may not be of good use to us. So if you see the next one, of late most of the companies, they have switched, I repeat, they have switched, or else they have drifted themselves toward utility of new packing covers. Okay, that is, it comes with a small handle. Okay, so instead of throwing all these packing bags or else carry bags which are used to send the goods to you, which are normally thrown into the dustbin right after the first use, if I try to attach or else if I try to tag, I repeat, if I try to tag them with this kind of handle or else a thread, so I can reuse these bags at least for 2 to 3 times. Okay, and the other point, one of the speakers, Dr. SSSR has highlighted is, sir, of course, they are branding. Yes, they also act as one of the important branding tools. And then, what is the other utility they're going to provide? Even these covers can be used to give gifts, because if you stay in any gated community and all, so what happens? So you normally get invites. Either you send your kid to your one of the neighbors' kid's birthday party, or else some party or the other. Okay, so, or else if you're trying to plan give something to any other person who want to share something, okay, you can use these covers. So here it is, reusability is the concept that is being adopted by these quick commerce companies. Okay, next one. Okay, so what can you infer about this? What is this cover? What is this cover and why is it being used? Yes, sir. Kiran, sir, you highlighted an important point. Yes, it try to help the this one, avoid plastics, and they help us the lot of cottage industries. Okay, Smriti ma'am. Second one, even though not eco-friendly, they are good for company promotion. Yes, sir. Plastic. Sir, if at all you carefully observe this, in the second image says that it does not contain any plastic. Okay, what it says, it is a biodegradable material. Okay, we may say, though we have this kind of eco-friendly paper bags in existence or else being used by these companies, why are this biodegradable? Yes, sir. Ajay Bharadwaj sir rightly said. So it is biodegradable plastic or else compostable plastic, SCM systems. Yes. So why is this being used? Sharma sir, yes, it is easy to handle. More than easy to handle, there are some reasons. New delivery bags are better as they are more durable, insulated to maintain product freshness, eco-friendly. ergonomically designed for easy handling delivery. Yes, sir. Arijit Maitra, sir. Yes, correct. Bioplastic. Yes, bioplastic material, sir. But why is this being used? Okay. There are certain reasons, because I published a paper last year on this adoption of eco-friendly practices both by retailers as well as e-commerce players. I mean, retailers. Okay. What forced them to go with this? Okay. For example, if you try to order, I repeat, if you try to order items like curd, ice cream, milk, okay, or else any wet products, if those products are normally given in this paper-based bags, those paper-based bags cannot withstand the kind of strength or else the moisture. So during the transit, I repeat, during the transit, it is highly likely that the cover or else the carry bag that is used is prone to damage. In such cases, yeah, compostable bags, they are eco-friendly, sir. Alternative, correct, very correct, sir, very correct. So it is not only promoting this eco-friendly nature of the utility associated with respect to products, but also the durability and the ambience or else the environment required to handle such kind of wet-based products. Okay, I'll share other reasons why this kind of material is used. Okay, easily decomposable, just like the land surface. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Arjit, sir. Okay. So what are these? What does the three arrows speak about? What do these three arrows speak about? Or else three pictures speak about? Reduce, reuse, recycle. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. All these three images. Okay. How can we adopt? I repeat, how can we adopt eco-friendly practices with respect to either e-commerce or else normal commerce? First one, the first arrow. Okay, I'll go to the next slide. It explains. Yeah, you can see this. So all these images I've taken from Adobe, stock.adobe.com. Okay, what does it say? Reduce, reuse, recycle. I repeat, reduce, reuse, and recycle. To the best extent possible, try to reduce the utility of these plastic products, or else not just products, any practices that may harm the environment. Okay, if you can't reduce, try to reuse them. Okay, if you are reusing, again they may contribute, after the utility is over, they may contribute to packaging waste. So that waste can be used in the form of recycling. Okay, so I have one initiative that is used by Nika. Okay, by using this concept of recycling, I'll explain now when I reach this initiative slide. Okay. So so far we did discuss about I repeat, so far we did discuss about quick commerce companies. Now come to e-commerce companies. Okay, in fact, Flipkart, they did try to get into the quick commerce business, Flipkart Quick, but they felt that responsiveness of the supply chain is not their cup of tea. That's why they shifted to efficiency part. So they are more focusing on the efficiency part. So they limited themselves to e-commerce, not into quick commerce. Amazon, yes, they're trying, but of course through Amazon Fresh and all, they have longer duration times. But unlike Flipkart, they have better delivery times. But still, they are into e-commerce, but not into quick commerce. Okay. So, one, and next slide. Okay. So, what do you see with respect to these two slides? Okay. What do you see with respect to these two slides? I know most of us shop using this Flipkart and Amazon platforms. Recently, as a part of one of my research papers, I did conducted a survey with the help of my students. So as a part of my survey and all, I've did reach out to some 500 plus people. Okay, and what have they said with respect to their e-commerce platforms in India? So what comes first? Any idea? Which is the most used e-commerce platform in India at retail level? Hello, can I have some comments? Yeah, it's Amazon, sir. Amazon, then Flipkart. So around 233 respondents. I repeat, around 233 respondents out of the survey I've done, they have unanimously said that Amazon is the first preferred choice. Okay. Then comes 167 unique responses for Flipkart. Okay, there were multiple responses as well that they said they use both Amazon and Flipkart. But Amazon is the one, I repeat, Amazon is the one which tries to, which has majority of the market share in e-commerce business in India. Then comes the Flipkart. Okay. So did you see any difference between the Flipkart covers and then Amazon covers? Yes, sir. Cardboard and paper packaging. Agreed, sir. If you come across this kind of goods or is the packaging in Amazon, Amazon normally uses cardboard based packaging to a greater extent. Very strong cardboard. Yes, sir, Srinivas, sir. And I repeat, the box sizes, at times the product may be small in size, the one they're going to deliver, but the box may be bigger in size. Okay. Whereas Flipkart does not use these kind of big boxes. Very rare. First one. And second observation, which I want to draw from the previous slide. Okay. The previous slide reflects the plastic covers. Okay. What is happening in recent years is, I repeat, what is happening in recent years is, or else of late, even these e-commerce players, they're forced to go with the eco-friendly practices. So the utility of plastic, they try to bring it down to a greater extent. What are they trying to do? If at all you look at the paper cover that is being packaging material that is being Flipkart, the thickness, I repeat, the thickness of the cover has been increased. Okay. So because the so-called strength of the material that is associated with respect to plastic is being drawn, and then the paper that is being used as a packaging material, the same strength feature is being used here by increasing the thickness of the packaging cover, both Flipkart as well as Amazon. Okay, that is one shift I wanted to showcase as a difference between these two slides, right? Then of course, Amazon, the one which I highlighted is they have box-based packaging that is widely used. It is not just in India, but if at all you go and see in abroad, especially in one of the articles as a part of literature survey, I come across that Amazon contributes a lot to this paper-based packaging waste. So these cartons and all, they are not in a good position for reuse as well. Okay. Every day, I mean, or else every week, or else maybe once in 2 weeks, whenever I receive orders from Amazon, once I see this kind of big boxes, cartons, so I don't know what to do with these boxes. I normally throw it as a waste. Okay, so the garbage wala, the one who comes in the morning to for collecting the garbage, and says, sir, I mean, I know, why are you trying to give this kind of cartons? What are we going to do with these cartons? So why are you giving excess of waste? Whenever he sees this Amazon cartons, he passes, or she passes those comments. Okay, because it is neither useful for them. Okay, they may also try to resell it or else send it to the maybe the recycling guy. However, while carrying them to the concerned garbage van from my third floor of my building and all, so it is an additional baggage from them as well. Okay, anyway, that is not a major concern. The major concern is they are contributing to excess of packaging waste as far as Amazon is concerned. But why are they doing? They have some reasons. Because I have one more interesting observation that came during my research. I'll share that insight as well, but let me progress to the reasons. So why people, especially retailers, e-commerce players and consumers, they still prefer plastic or else biodegradable plastic? Why? So these are the reasons which I've come across as a part of my survey in the paper I published last year. Okay. First one, as we all see, strength of the material is the major reason. Okay. So to explain the strength of the material, let me give a small example which we come across in our day-to-day lives. If we go to any retail outlet, I repeat, if we go to any retail outlet, the bigger one, organized retail outlet, say Tata Star Bazaar or DMart, okay, or Reliance Mart, okay. What happens there? Certain goods, they are available in loose, okay. Take the case of sugar, or if you're trying to buy wheat, okay. If you're trying to buy wheat is available in loose in Tata Star Bazaar. To ensure, I repeat, to ensure eco-friendly shopping in their particular outlet, back then Tata Star Bazaar, they used to supply, I repeat, they used to supply paper bags, packing bags. So but what happens, sir, how can e-commerce platforms integrate circular economy principles at scale? Reuse, recycling, upcycling. Okay, sir. Sir, in fact, in such cases, they have to ensure, to collect this kind of waste. Okay, I'll give you one example, sir. I did take the example of Nika, right? So let me bring Nika over here. So what does Nika do? Nika try to do this kind of recycling, okay, and source the raw materials from the waste. Okay, so these waste are ethically sourced and try to used in their goods. Okay. So if they can have this kind of association, I mean, let me take the example of the Big Bazaar or else the Brand Factory, the stores of Future Group. So what do they used to do? Whatever clothes you are using for a very long time, I repeat, whatever clothes you are using for a very long time, you can bring all those clothes to their outlets. Okay. Based upon the weight, they try to arrive at a value. That value you can use to shop the fresh goods at these outlets. Both Big Bazaar as well as this one, Brand Factory, used to follow this kind of model. But of course, unfortunately, both groups have shut their operations down. So if Amazon, I repeat, if Amazon, Flipkart, or any other player who wants to do this kind of initiative, these days, I repeat, these days, they can, if they don't want to involve themselves in terms of collecting this plastic waste, or else plastic waste as well as paper waste, or else any other packaging waste, they can tie up with any agency. There are certain agency who are engaging in this kind of practices, sir. In fact, I'm also working on one of the other research projects, sir. So that research project is all about how to collect the waste that is produced in, I repeat, the waste that is produced in this residential campuses by the students. Okay, because there you can have large pool of audience who are residing there, and waste is generated, especially with respect to the beauty products. Okay, so maybe the moment you use say lotion, or else any beauty product, any lotion, any cold cream, I mean, what are you going to do with that? You're going to throw it away. How can we recycle it? Because I just want to use the circular economy practice, right? How can I do it? Okay, so there are players who do it, but the scale, as you said, the scale is a big issue, sir. So in such cases and all, we need to dedicate one player to engage in collection of this waste. So collection is a big challenge. If this collection can be facilitated, Rahman sir, definitely the point you're highlighting can be achieved. That is one of the serious recommendations which I want to give based upon this topic of presentation today. Yes, sir. Sir, everyone in fact, throughout the globe, almost all players, e-commerce or else normal commerce players, they are forced to follow the circular economy principles. Not because they have to be environmental friendly, because more than, in one of the surveys done recently, more than 73% of the customers who shop online as well as offline, they try to prefer eco-friendly shopping practices if the outlets provides an option. Okay, at times they're also demanding, sir, why can't you follow this kind of practices, karke? Okay, so this circular economy principles as well as following eco-friendly shopping practices has become need of the hour, both for players, I mean customers as well as retailers. Okay, but as I said, we have certain challenges, sir, which I have highlighted here. Why still plastic is being used? One, I said strength of the material is one of the key aspects why people are still clinging to this plastic. Especially a large player like Demand, they are not using this biodegradable plastic. They are still using sturdy plastic. Okay, because there is an issue of handling. If you see the distance between the weighing counter to billing counter, they have to travel at least 100 feet to 100 to 150 feet minimum. Okay, and then the moment the goods are weighed, they have to keep it in cart. That is one process. The moment they take it to the billing counter, they have to take it from the cart and they have to get it billed, and again they have to collect it from there, put it in the cart and reach to their vehicle, or else reach to the concerned place. Okay, in these instances, I repeat, in these instances, if they are trying to use the non-plastic materials and all, because of lack of strength, I repeat, because of lack of strength, what is happening? There is a spillover of the material from the paper-based covers, or else the thinner biodegradable plastic covers. That's why when the inventory turnover is huge in retail outlets like Demand, they cannot afford to experience material loss. So when you have alternatives, I repeat, when you have alternatives, players like Demand who deal with huge volumes, they are ready to adopt this kind of non-plastic based materials. Next one, of course, for some products, they're asking to return the used item while purchasing the new one. And yes, sir, correct, Srinivas, sir. That is how you try to promote recycling and recycling, sir. Good evening, Arias. Right. Next is waterproofing utility. Okay, as I said, whenever you're trying to deal with wet produce and all, paper has supposed to be a very weaker option. There is no other go. You can't go with paper-based packaging. Next one, visibility of the materials. If at all you see what all materials that are there in a given pack, it is very much visible only when you use plastic. If you use paper-based material and all, you can't see what kind of material is lying inside. Okay, so I experienced this at least few times in the retail outlets. I did go with, I repeat, I did go with, say, a red gram. Okay, but at the time of weighing, since it is in paper-based cover, the person could not see it properly. Instead of red gram, she billed it for another gram, say black gram. At the billing counter, I saw a difference in terms of billing amount. So then I have to again go to the concerned store manager and get the issue sorted out. Okay, so visibility of the material is very much important in retail outlets. What material is lying inside a pack can only be possible with plastic kind of materials, but not with paper-based materials. Okay, so that is another reason why plastic is a must, or else retailers are being forced to use plastic. Next one, sir, quality of goods. So quality of goods, it's a small reason I just want to highlight here. What is a small reason? So whenever you're trying to purchase the loose goods, I repeat, whenever you're trying to purchase the loose goods, there are many hands, either clean, unclean, that gets into the material. Some people who are very much concerned as far as hygiene is concerned, or else the quality of the material is concerned, they normally go with the goods which are already packed, pre-packed goods, which are in the shelves. Because of these pre-packed goods, for want of quality, you have to pack them in plastic material. Okay, and next, some people don't have time to go and buy the material in loose. So for such condition, in such instances, people definitely they have to go and pick the bags which are already pick the goods which are already packed, which where normally plastic material is used. Okay, and the other reason, it to be eco-friendly as a customer, but what happens at times, you may forget to bring a bag along with you. In such cases, I repeat, in such cases, you are forced to use the bag that is given by the outlet. If there is an availability of eco-friendly bag, that's absolutely fine. Otherwise, you have to get whatever that is available in the store. One is forgetting, the other one is unplanned purchases. Since it is not yet planned in advance, though you wanted to use eco-friendly material, because of unplanned purchases, you are forced to use not eco-friendly materials. Okay, right. Next one. Okay. So with this brief insights, I just want to discuss what this sustainable e-commerce is and what it is all about. Okay. These are the latest definitions I've taken, not from the research papers per se. These are the insights given by the people in the blog articles at their various websites when they try to share their insights. So one thing they try to, say Mr. Tamrazin, what is he trying to say? So sustainable e-commerce is nothing but it is the practice of conducting the e-commerce operations or else e-commerce business in such a way that the overall negative or else adverse impact on the environment reduces. Okay. So is with respect to Beth Howell. She also says the same thing, that companies have to be socially responsible in terms of their business practices. How can they have? But she also highlighted another point. How can they ensure? I repeat, how can they ensure this can happen? First, try to reduce your packaging material. Okay. And next, wherever there is utility of renewable energy on top of, maybe you try to use electric vehicle based EV or else EV vehicles or else CNG vehicles, or you try to use energy that is supplied to office in the form of solar energy. Okay. And next is avoid high shipping emissions, that is carbon emissions. Right. So Shopify.com also mentioned the same thing. Yeah, they also highlight these three important points. By please reduce the carbon emissions, this packaging waste, and resource consumption. Resource consumption also involves one important aspects. You whenever at times, last night I placed an order at Blinkit. Okay, the order got placed, but the resource was not allocated. The delivery boy was not allocated, assigned yet. So they are searching. It's the order which was supposed to deliver in 10 minutes, it took 16 minutes for them. Right. So why the resource is not available? Why resource is not available? There can be a number of reasons. That reason I just want to highlight after this slide. Okay. So even our own faculty colleague at American Public University, she opines that packaging waste, carbon emissions, and then this supply chain transparency. So these are the three important challenges that comes across in between maintaining the sustainable e-commerce operations between the customer as well as the retailers. Yeah. So my latest research that is happening with respect to sustainable e-commerce is in terms of returns management. Okay. Why returns are important as far as sustainable e-commerce operations are concerned? Can I have some points in this direction? Yes, sir, Srinivas Rao, sir. Yes, even in the plastic cover design, yes, at times they try to give this kind of images and all. But normally, sir, in DMart, we can't say, we don't say this. Maybe with respect to Swiggy, Instamart, or else any e-commerce players, they have this kind of image or else some text written, which avoids us to see the right material lying inside the plastic cover. Okay. May I think R&D required on new way of packaging? Yes, sir. Sai Kiran, yes, I think it's Sai Kiran if I'm not wrong. So Kiran, sir, that's an important point. Yes, it's we need to think a new way in terms of packaging. Okay. So we have an exclusive institute in India which deals with this packaging of material. I think Indian Institute of Packaging or so. So yes, we need to have proper R&D in terms of packaging. Yes, sir. In some towns, delivery boys, yes, e-scooter. That's towards maintaining, reducing carbon emissions. Thank you, Nagraj, sir. Good evening, Hussain, sir. Right, sir. So, how come this returns and e-commerce can be managed by these players, and why returns are important? First of all, okay. Good evening, Mekalai ma'am. Good evening, Sangeeta ma'am. Okay. So let me come to this. Why returns are important in e-commerce, and let's see. So Miss Caroline ma'am, in her article in the one of the websites good.com, she said that she was highlighting a report given by HubSpot. So with respect to e-commerce stores, there is a return rate of 18.1%. Okay, of course, even physical stores are not exceptional, but they see in the terms of 8 to 10% product returns. Whereas with respect to richpanel.com's revelation written by Mr. Amit RG, he says that the returns are in the range of 20 to 30% as far as e-commerce companies are concerned. Same as Sakshi Chandwani also wrote she also highlighted the same range, 20 to 30%. She in fact did try to bring in 3 sources. One is Shopify, Simicart, and then okay, Invest Pro. Okay, so they are giving the range, the average range or else average percentage of returns in e-commerce companies that are being experienced is in the range of 25% to 30%. Okay. So why returns are important to maintain sustainability in e-commerce operations? Normally, whenever we try to study queuing pattern, I repeat, normally we try to study queuing pattern, the last leg of queuing system happens to be exit. Okay, the moment service is delivered, I repeat, the moment service is delivered, whether the customer is exiting the queuing system happily or not. If the customer is not exiting the system happily, he will come back to the system and again spoil the momentum as far as queue is concerned. Okay, so we normally see this in at least in hospitals or else in certain areas, especially with respect to the pharma outlets and all. Okay, maybe the guy might have finished off with his consulting. Okay, doctor might have prescribed some medicines. The moment he purchases his medicines, though doctor have clearly written, okay, you have to take this medicine twice a day, morning, evening, after breakfast or else after dinner. In spite of that, he comes and consults the doctor again. In fact, he is trying to kill the time. I repeat, he is trying to kill the time of other patients and also doctor's consulting time. Okay, so the service should be rendered should be in such a way that the revisit or return in e-commerce is reduced to a greater extent. Okay, for example, you are not satisfied with a product. I repeat, you are not satisfied with the product. What are you going to do? Yes, sir. Okay, Fraxon sir, good evening. Charan sir, while returning, the packaging materials will be collected so that we can reduce waste. Okay, to cover the cost, return it. Yes, sir, we will return it. Agreed. But what happens? As I said, resource consumption. To pick the product from your end, I have to send my resource again. His time is wasted. To and fro movement, if it is not utilized, the to and fro movement is not through utility of an e-vehicle. If you're using a fossil fuel based vehicle, either petrol based or else any other based vehicle, definitely it is contributing to carbon emission. So return, the 20 to 30% of the returns that are happening in e-commerce business, they are directly contributing to carbon emissions. Yes, sir. So return is an evil which has to be carefully handled by the e-commerce companies to reduce, I repeat, to reduce the waste to a greater extent, environmental waste. Yes, sir. Higher returns leads to repetitive operations. Very correct, sir. Increased cost like logistics. Yes, sir. Packaging leads to unsustainable operations. Very correct, sir. More than on top of it, it leads to unnecessary carbon emissions. That is why, I repeat, time killing. Yes, sir. Resource wastage. Right, sir. Yes, sir. That is the reason why some intelligent e-commerce companies, to reduce this social waste, resource waste, and then environmental waste, what will they do? Sir, for this product return is not possible, we will facilitate the refund. You keep the product with you. Because at times the processing the return The cost of processing the return is higher than actually taking the product back. All kinds of returns, sir. I think it's A, sir, or says, ma'am. Ma'am, there are certain reasons why these products are returned. Okay, the next slide speaks about it, ma'am. There are set of reasons which were highlighted. Even in my survey, Krishna, sir, you rightly pointed out damage of the product happens to be one of the major reasons for return, sir. I am going to the next slide so that we all can discuss further. But I appreciate everyone's participation in the discussion. Seriously, it is adding a lot of contribution to the discussion. Okay, next one. Yes, sir. So again, the good.com website posted this infographic. It is so compelling that I had to paste it here. Of course, I mentioned the source as well, giving complete credit to them. Okay. As Krishna sir also pointed out, most of the returns that happen because, I repeat, most of the returns that happen because of products received in damaged or broken state. Now you may understand. In one of the previous third slide, I did try to show big boxes being used by Amazon. Amazon knows damage of product happens to be one of the primary reasons. Even my survey of the young adults in Hyderabad region also says the same thing. Majority of the product returns are because of this damaged or broken products. In such cases, the packaging materials plays a crucial role. Okay, so in fact, it is a kind of if you try to save on one end, say for example, if you're trying to use okay, returns also due to price variability. Yes, ma'am, there are other reasons as well, not just that. For example, if it is not matching the description, because yes, sir, poor quality due to failure of packaging. Yes, sir, SSS, sir. Okay, so if it is arriving late, people tend to cancel it. Okay, and then if it is not matching the description, quality issues, if I don't like them, misfit issues. Okay, so all these reasons, sir, not just one reason, all these reasons. So all these reasons eventually contribute to what? As I said, excess resource consumption in terms of delivering the goods, carbon emissions, and then again material waste, or else packaging waste. So coming back to the point, discrimination in quality, yes, sir. That's why at times, if you see Amazon and all, while placing the order, they're trying to give a message. Dear customer, please be cautious. This seller has some history of higher return rate. Please exercise a judicious choice in placing your order. They don't feel shy in giving this kind of message, because end of the day, it is the Amazon's brand name that is getting affected. Okay. So now coming back to this damaged or broken items, that is the reason why they use sturdy cardboard or else sturdy carton boxes to reduce this damage in transit. Okay. The other reason, sir, the other reason why damaged products are received, of course, apart from packaging material, the other reasons happens to be handling. Okay. What happens from the fulfillment center? I repeat, from the fulfillment center to the delivery executive, or else even before it reaches fulfillment center, it has to come through a truck at one place to another place. Okay, so it has to reviews of sellers also help, ma'am, but reviews are also at times paid. They try to have a combination of both. It becomes difficult for us which review to take. Okay, so there is something called handling or else material handling. It passes many hands, material or else product from the initial from the finished stage, from the factory to the fulfillment center, to the distribution center, to the customer, the last mile delivery. It has to, yes, sir, handling or in transit, Krishna, sir. It has to pass through many phases in between. So that handling also lead to lot of damages. That is why one of the, I think it's Prasad sir, also one of the sirs gave an interesting observation that we need to have some R&D in packaging with respect to this. Okay, otherwise, why packaging material has become a cause of concern? Because the e-commerce players, they want to reduce this damage or broken goods to the best extent possible during transit and handling. It matters. That is why whenever they try, even Swiggy or Zomato or else any player, whenever they try to handle the queries and all, what do they try to do? What is the first question they ask? Sir, is the packet opened? Is the seal of the packet opened at the time of receiving the goods or not? Yes, if the seal is open, there is no other go for them. And also to ensure, I repeat, and also to ensure that returns are reduced, they are coming up with one more initiative recently. That is OTP, especially with respect to high value goods. OTP based, I repeat, OTP based or else open box system. I mean, it means that if you want to check the product, check it then and there at the time of receiving the good. Do not wait for checking the good maybe 1 day, 2 day, or 3 day later. Of course, though they have 30 days, 20 days return policy, but these days they are asking you to check then and there once the goods are received. So that because there may be a foul play from the customer end as well. Of course, it happened in reality. I've seen a few people after receiving the goods, they've used the goods and then they said that the product is not up to the expectations and they've written the goods. So just to avoid the misuse of the products, what are they trying to do? They're trying to check the products at the time of receipt of the good. This is another way they're trying to reduce the returns. But still, sir, as we rightly see, we can adopt Kiran, sir. Okay, I'll come one by one, sir. So, Ishwari ma'am, I think they have to adopt material handling techniques with the help of handling experts. Yes, ma'am, but still, the material that is used as a packaging material is seriously a concern. Okay, and then yeah, that's an ideal suggestion which we have to follow, but we have to come out with techniques. Venugopal sir, thank you, sir. And then we can adopt the German way where individuals take water bottles on compromise machines and get money. So we can make unique and awareness people. Yes, sir. In fact, this was observed by even there is a traveler. I repeat, there is a traveler, Anvesh, who runs his YouTube channel, Telugu-based traveler, who runs a vlog. I think there is an internet glitch. So can you all hear me? I'm back. Okay. So there is this guy called Anvesh, who is a Telugu. Okay. Thank you.
Please proceed, sir.
There is this Telugu traveler. Thank you, sir. There is this Telugu traveler who runs his YouTube channel. Anvesh means my search. Okay. So he tries to highlight the point observed by Kiran sir. Okay. He goes to Europe and at least even to buy one water bottle, they have to shell out good amount of money. To buy X amount of thing, even to use the restrooms outside, they have to shell out good amount of money. Even this utility usage of restrooms in US by paying fee has become a big issue. Okay. So yes, sir, but that suggestion can be adopted, sir. Kiran sir, that is individuals take water bottles on compromise machines and get money so we can make quick and awareness people. Yes, why not? So for packaging, Nagmani ma'am, secured, even sometimes use plastic bubble sheet for electronic items. Yes, ma'am. That bubble wrap is used to ensure that there is enough of friction that protects this, fragile goods or else the high value goods, especially during this handling issues. Okay. All right, sir. So the moral of the story is I can reduce the returns to greater extent only when I reduce this receipt of damage of products by the end customers. Okay. So what are the initiatives that are being taken by people? I mean, just in continuation to what I've said. First one, as I said, Swiggy is trying to use no bag option. Okay. So because see, the goods are already being carried by the delivery boy in his bag. Okay. For certain goods, if there is a provision of no bag option, that guy comes and straight away delivers the goods at your doorstep. Okay. So that by doing so, you're trying to reduce the packaging material. Next one. So Amazon does this thing. Yeah, yes, man. That is also impairing sustainability. I mean, yeah. Until unless there is no strong alternative in place, we can't, get away from these practices. So next, one good practice by Amazon is at the time of placing the order, it gives an option. Can I deliver Amazon Day delivery? Karke, if you want me to deliver the goods, all the goods in one single day or as one particular day, So that is going to reduce the carbon emissions. But the catch here is, if you choose that option, normally the time of delivery is in a higher side. Okay, so if they can reduce the difference between the instant delivery timeline and the date of clubbing the orders, then people may avail that option to ensure that they are following sustainable e-commerce practices. Otherwise, this option may not work that much. Even I myself have ordered, because why do we go for e-commerce business? They not only deliver it at doorstep, but these days they're delivering on a faster note. So if I keep on going for waiting for all the 4 or 5 orders clubbed together and delivered it one day, so there is a delay. Instead, I try to pick the nearest possible date. Okay, and this is what Flipkart is trying to do. They are trying to focus upon route optimization. Okay, what do you mean by route optimization? For the past 2 months or so, I repeat, for the past 2 months or so, I am not ordering much on Flipkart. Okay, especially I am a regular user of Flipkart grocery. Abhi Flipkart grocery has been rechristened as Flipkart Kilos. Okay, so earlier when they started off, of course it's backed by Walmart. When they started Flipkart grocery and all, they started on very high note. They started with high discounts, better offers. I mean, aggressive pricing. Agreed. But now they're facing a stiff competition from various players, especially quick commerce players. So they did started, introducing a delivery fee like them, or else handling fee like the quick commerce players. On top of it, back then they used to give 4 to 5 hour delivery slots. Okay. But now they are giving a delivery timeline of morning to evening, from morning 7 o'clock to evening 8 o'clock, or else evening 9 o'clock. At any point in time, they can come and deliver the goods. Because they are trying to optimize the route so that they can reduce the carbon emissions, and at the same time they can also reduce the cost of their operations. Okay, but customers, they are not that patient. They're losing out on the competition. That is why, even if at all you look at DMart Ready, of course the app which is e-commerce app of DMart business, what are they trying to do? They are trying to deliver the goods. If you just open DMart Ready, what is the timeline they try to look for? If you place order now, by morning 6 to 8 o'clock, they can deliver the goods. What is the USP of DMart? Pricing, that is efficiency. Quick commerce players these days, they are trying, they themselves are facing severe competition. I repeat, they are facing severe competition from this DMart and Amazon. Amazon also, they offer short delivery slots. Okay, because they've realized if they have to be in the game, especially with the huge insurge of these quick commerce players, they have to match their responsiveness they have to match their efficiency with responsiveness. In fact, they're not getting into this quick delivery of goods, but they reduce this delivery time of goods. Okay, but of course that is also contributing to this carbon emissions. Maybe they have to revisit their operations. Next one, whenever, I think you also might have experienced this at your home, whenever I see this big basket truck or else Flipkart truck, they use e-vehicles for the last mile delivery. By doing so, they want to reduce this carbon emissions. Okay, do we have quantified projected savings on all these initiatives? Quantified, it takes time, sir, because we need to hear from the players. But however, I take your question, sir. Jafar, sir. Yeah. So if at all I come across, I'll take this point. I'm noting it down. If I have come across this any numbers, I'll try to say, share it later, sir. I'll try to share the details to Pramod sir, and Pramod sir will say to the entire group. Okay. Some companies have started delivering to a common center rather than person residence. Customers get the option to pick up from one point, helping minimizing the carbon emissions. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nagmani ma'am, no, it is not a qualitative study, ma'am. It is based upon a quantitative study. I'm drawing these insights from a quantitative study because my questions are framed like that. Okay, so I have kept both, in fact, open-ended and then the closed-ended questions to come to this kind of figures, ma'am. But as I said, qualitative study requires a lot of time, and then we need to have a lot of people just giving the time to attend this. Click to collect from fuel station or from a mall. Yes, Krishna sir. But I want to highlight one important point, sir. if you all, of course, we all are from supply chain background, and especially many of us consider Sunil Chopra sir, the IBM Distinguished Professor, as a god of supply chain management. So chapter 4 of his book, Supply Chain Management, talks about the design of distribution networks. In that distribution network, I think the fourth network or so, that is distributor / manufacturer storage with customer pickup. That is one distribution network he highlights. Okay. But what is the issue with respect to that? DMart ready small outlets, they started with the same perspective. But with quick commerce business coming into this picture, these stores are facing stiff competition. Okay. Back then, DMart ready used to give two options. Sir, you can come and pick the goods from our store free of cost, or the goods will be delivered to you at your doorstep by charging a nominal amount of 49 rupees. But now what have they done? Still the pickup option point is available, but not at all locations. The store, I stay in an area called Yapral area, sir, Kaukur in Hyderabad. The nearest pickup point happens to be Sainik Puri Defense Colony. It's one of the upscale areas. The store there, the pickup point there has been closed in terms of their operations. Okay, because the distribution option, the distribution network has not been sustainable enough in terms of long run. Okay, right. Following DMart, we have this Reliance pickup points. Even I have seen at least 4 to 5 Reliance pickup points being shutting down their operations. In fact, the JioMart happens to be one of the failure story as far as this e-commerce of grocery business is concerned. Okay. In fact, I did have some orders earlier. One, they don't give the proper time of delivery. We don't know at what time they're going to come, which day they're going to come, and many times the items that you place in the order, they may go missing. Okay. So that's why I did not come across, of all the 539 people who took part in my survey, no one did speak about a JioMart. Of course, they did speak about Agio, but not JioMart. Okay. So that's what the fourth, the distribution chain, sir. I mean, ASR, the one which I've discussed, customer get the option from pickup point. Only certain areas it is flourishing, sir, but not in all areas. In a few outlets, especially DMart, I still have that message, sir, with me. I'll just open my SMS and read that out, because I just kept that as a reference, because I also teach retailing management as one of the electives for my students. So in that, just to have a reference, I did keep that message. 1 minute, sir. Yeah, I'm reading out the message, sir. Dear customer, this is to inform you that the AFOCHS, Air Force Officers Cooperative Housing Society, High Tension Road, Sainik Puri, pickup point is closing down. In the meantime, you can avail of our home delivery service to get your order at your doorstep. Team DMart ready. Okay. So this business, I repeat, this e-commerce, the normal commerce, physical out, brick and mortar business, it has become very, very competitive, sir. Especially outlets like Ratnadeep in Hyderabad. Okay, they have expanded left, right, center throughout. So the customers have the option of shopping the goods at these premium outlets directly. So they are operating on the physical space, and even the Zomato, Blinkit, they did tie up with Ratnadeep to deliver the goods at the doorstep. So it's a very hot space, and it's not about environmental sustainability, but these e-commerce and quick commerce players, they are also forced to deal with the sustainability of the business operations in the first hand. Okay, right, sir. And next, in one of the recent business initiatives of Flipkart, they are planning to use all the last mile fleet as EV vehicles by 2030. Okay. So Nika initiative I've already discussed. Okay. 8 o'clock. Yes, sir. So this is what I want to highlight and then conclude, summarize the discussion, sir. First one, neither e-commerce player or else any retailer nor the customer want to cause any harm to the environment, knowingly or unknowingly. However, certain situations forces them to harm. So in such cases, the first option that is given is try to reduce it. Okay. So that is the reason why everyone, they're trying to make a shift in terms of usage of carry bags and packaging covers made out of biodegradable materials, either jute bags, cloth bag, paper bag, whatnot. Okay. Next one. And as I said, e-commerce players, they should try to reduce the returns to the best extent possible. Otherwise, what is going to happen? They're going to contribute in terms of carbon emissions or overutilization or else a redundant utilization of their resources, and at the same time, packaging waste. Next one. Yeah, delivery executives, yes, you have to make it mandatory as far as this last mile delivery is concerned. I still see guys, I still see delivery persons using the fossil fuel based vehicles still, because these companies will not provide vehicle to the delivery guys. They have to bring their own vehicle. Next one, they highlight the last point is receipt of damaged goods happens to be a primary reason. I repeat, receipt of damaged goods happens to be a primary reason for returning the goods. So as many of our participants who clearly highlighted that we should have proper technologies in place to handle the material and to use proper packaging material to reduce this kind of damages that happens during transit. Okay. Next one, of course, that's the last point which I want to highlight. If the e-commerce platform has, yes ma'am, Nagamani ma'am, have a tie-up with local sellers that may reduce return costs. The problem is with respect to pricing, ma'am. In fact, for Geo Kirana store, or else Geo store format, which was brought by this Geo people, they also thought of following this model. But who is going to beat the pricing? And the issue is the difference between local Kirana stores, which have an undue advantage, and the organized retail stores is in terms of the taxes and compliance part. Okay. So normal Kirana stores, they may or may not be paying GSTs, or else they may or may not be paying taxes and all because of their own this management of maybe the scale, or else they have their own set of regulations. But whatever material that is sold using these organized platforms, it is recorded, it is very well tracked. Yes, in such cases, my sourcing should be on a very large scale. Okay. So what about the sustainability, environmental friendliness of international e-commerce? Same applies for them as well, sir. But in such cases, we cannot get away from carbon emissions. And then international commerce may, the point to be noted is large distribution time, sir. Okay. So that is why in such cases, what happens is they try to go with reselling business rather than international commerce. Again, just taking a cue from Nagamani ma'am, you can use local agencies who import goods from abroad and try to source material from them. That is one way of reducing your international commerce, or the adverse impact of international commerce initiatives. It's a kind of aggregation effort that is being done by a single player on behalf of many players to reduce this adverse impact, Revan sir. Okay. So in fact, I had to publish that paper. It's still, I'm writing the paper. That's why I could not able to, share the complete insights of it. But I want to discuss two more points, which I want to mention. Yes, central warehouse, ma'am. Correct, ma'am. Whenever you're trying to handle the returns, I repeat, whenever you're trying to handle the returns. Okay, I already have this Excel sheet open. Okay.
Rahul sir, any
1
issues?
minute. No issue, sir. I want to share some brief insights of the
Yeah,
research I'm
please,
working on.
please go ahead.
A few issues, sir. 1 minute, sir. I'll share a different file. StreamYard present. Stop screen. Present. Share screen. Window. Yeah. Share. Okay. Can you all see this? Hello?
Yeah, it's visible, sir.
Okay, sir. Right, sir. Yeah. Augmented reality. Okay. 1 minute, sir. Revati ma'am, thank you so much. Recently, one of my senior researching in augmenting. What is your point related to discussion? Yes, sir. Charan Kumar sir, before before I present my this few research findings, I'll take your query, sir. Augmented reality and virtual reality. Okay, where is it helpful, especially with respect to fashion related commerce? I repeat, fashion related commerce. It is going to help us a lot. Like first one. I mean, I did not get into, because most of my research is into this grocery based retailing and all, but fashion commerce, it is also pretty much relevant because there the returns are very high. Reason being size issues, and also the quality issues, and also look. The moment I wear it, I repeat, the moment I wear it, I may not feeling it apt, or else it doesn't look good on me. Just by looking at the image, I may feel that it may suit me. It's more of impulsiveness that is coming into picture. But once the product is actually in my hand, I repeat, once the product is actually in my hand, because you don't have the impact of lighting which is normally seen in physical stores. That is why the moment you step in physical store, lighting is put on to have that kind of shine visible on the clothes. But if it is with respect to e-commerce and all, the clothes you receive, you normally see in normal light, not the high quality lights. So in such cases, if you don't find the quality that is depicted in the web portal or else app, and you feel disappointed, dissatisfied, you return the product. That is where augmented reality comes into picture. Even before you try to purchase the product, you may be having the option of checking the product, which design suits you, which color suits you, whether this is going to fit or not. Okay, even some kind of analytics that are going to come into picture here, sir. Day before yesterday, I received a message from my baby's school stating that, sir, for your ward for the next academic year, we are going to take the measurements for her uniform. So if these e-commerce portals, they start collecting the measurements of the concerned player, they only give the fit details. But if the measurements of the person, I repeat, if the measurement of the person is customer is given, uploaded in the e-commerce portal, maybe augmented reality can help, or else AI can help in trying to do a fit analysis of the concerned product to the customer. Okay, that way we can reduce the returns and ensure a lot of customer satisfaction coming into picture, sir. Charan sir. Nagmani ma'am, yes, thank you so much, ma'am. Yeah, feedback ma'am will be related to it. Thank you, Pramod sir, for answering that. Archana ma'am, thank you so much. Achieving yes sir, achieving environmental sustainability is not very difficult, but it will affect the economic sustainability. Very correct, sir. That's what I was also highlighting. Sustainability of business operations. So maintaining challenges, balance is a very challenging thing. Aishwari ma'am, okay, thank you ma'am. Salman sir, thank you sir. Common pickup point, they reduce the delivery charges, especially for international commerce. Yes ma'am. Could I zoom it? Yes sir, I'll try to zoom it. This one. Atul sir, thank you. I'll try to maximize this Excel thing, sir. Okay. So now is this okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am. So here, returns one recent issue that is coming off late is, so we are missing out on returns. I personally experienced this return issue with respect to first cry. It says that, okay, your return has been, I repeat, your return has been scheduled. But when is it scheduled? They don't give a prior information. Okay. Even if you give prior information about date, the concerned pickup guy will not give information. When is he going to come? So as if we don't have any work, we are just, our only work is to wait for the delivery guy and pick our consignment. That can never happen in reality. So there should be a predetermined time to be given as the point of business sustainability or else economic sustainability is coming into picture. That guy can only come at his convenience. That is why I'm trying to address this. Who is picking the consignment? Either you or your executive. Okay. And then again, are you available when you are supposed to hand over the return consignment to the guy? Okay. So all these questions are pertaining to see how returns are being handled by the retailers. Okay. So far, I mean, as I said, 70% of the responses, you could see they are supporting that returns are better managed, but still returns are being experienced. Okay. Because of the so-called 20 to 30% of the issues that are happening with returns, we are experiencing this kind of environmental cost. So the objective of the presentation or else the topic is we have to minimize this cost. Okay. Pooja ma'am, thank you so much. Thank you, Charan sir. Hemlata ma'am. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Soumya ma'am. Okay. So any other questions? I have 4 more minutes of time.
Anybody has any further questions? Please post it in the chat box.
Thank you, Krishna sir.
Rahul sir, maybe you can just
Sir.
turn off your presentation and switch on your camera.
Okay, sir. 1 minute, sir.
Your presentations are over, sir?
Presentation is over, sir. So just I
Oh.
wanted to share some insights. For example, I did discuss about the role of delivery timeline, sir, because Flipkart is trying to use this resource optimization. So if you see one of the important question, the e-commerce portal should give short duration time slot instead of long duration time slot to return the products. The observations, sir, I agree and strongly disagree. There are 280 respondents who are in support of this kind of proposition. Okay. So it is a kind of a bit inconvenient. Otherwise, the returns are being postponed, and it is the delivery guy has to come again contributing to carbon emissions and resource, wastage. Okay, so that is all. Maybe once I publish this paper, I'll share the paper with all of you. Impact on logistics cost due to returns. Any research? We have this reverse logistics that are happening, sir. Maybe the extension of this research is on this issue, sir. Of course, returns contribute a lot to logistics cost, but now what are they trying to do? They're trying to optimize the returns. That is why I mentioned about this point called optimization of route optimization. They are increasing the delivery or else pickup time slots. Okay, the same guy who's supposed to handle the delivery, he may be sent for picking up the good. Okay, that way they're trying to cut down the logistics cost. If an executive is exclusively given for handling this returns at one particular point in time, it is not going to be economic. It's a third party, ma'am. Agreed. We have to take the sustainability part, but still the cost comes on the company. Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Average order value will help for both quick commerce and sustainability. Correct, sir. That is again a big issue. You all have seen this Country Delight, right? Country Delight app, which is in news of late, very on a big note. Not much about returns, but I'm talking about the sustainability part. I mean, the business sustainability part. They started off as a milk delivery app, but sooner they got expanded. I repeat, sooner they got expanded to multiple channels. Multiple products means first one. I repeat, they started marketing delivery of coconut water. Then they started marketing of fruits. Then started marketing of vegetables. So scale is a big issue in terms of operations, sir. Okay. It is just to add the point raised by, I think, Charan sir. Okay. Average order value. That's why Swiggy Instamart, they ask for 99 rupees minimum worth of order. Even Dmart ready, they have to place 500 rupees worth of order. Amazon 250 rupees worth of order. Blinkit 199 rupees worth of order. Otherwise, you have to pay delivery charges. Okay. So yes, minimal order has to be required. But the challenge here is, in quick commerce companies, most of the people face issues with respect to trying to adhere, I repeat, trying to adhere to this particular order value. Kyunki the word quick commerce itself, I repeat, the word quick commerce itself tries to have an impact on mind that we also have to be quick in placing order. It is not the e-commerce player, but quick commerce player, but we also should be quick in placing the order. That impact is normally visible. So what happens in such situations? In such situations, we are forced to spend a lot of time in adhering to that particular order value, 99 rupees or else 199 rupees. Maybe 50 to 60% of the times we could able to meet that order limit, but in most of the times we could not able to meet that order limit. That is why these e-commerce players have come up with this multiple options or else scalability options. Okay, I'm expanding my product base. You try to pick from these other products so that you can meet the minimum order obligation. Okay. Okay, thank you so much, Sundar sir. Yeah, consolidation, route planning, and backhauling are key. Correct, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, sir or ma'am, I'm not sure. Thank you. Okay. Right, sir. So I think I did finish off my time, 8:15. So, sir, Pramod, sir.
Sir, thank you very much, sir.
I'm stopping the screen
So I think
presentation, sir.
you have addressed all the queries one by one. So
Thank
I
you, sir.
think so that should be fine. If
Sir.
anybody has any quick questions, one or two can be posted in the chat box before sir leaves. If any further questions, quickly. Okay, sir. Hopefully you have addressed
Yes, sir.
all the
I'll
questions.
share the PPT. Yes, sir. Iral, sir, I'll share the PPT, sir. I'll share the PPT to Pramod, sir. It will be shared to all of you.
Okay. So thank you very much, sir, for your insightful session on the sustainable e-commerce operations. So hopefully, few researchers in the area will definitely, have some kind of insights, and they'll be using in their research. So thank you very much, sir. And once again, on behalf of the school and Merit One Incorporation, Venkat sir, and on my personal behalf, I thank you very much for the session, and we look forward to the same in the coming days. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So you can be here, sir, for some time if you wish.
Yes, sir.
It's up to you to just take a call. And thank you very much once again. So, Venkat, sir,
Thank you, Pramod.
we'll just give 3-4 minutes of break, and then we'll start the session on sustainable
Okay.
food supply chain operation.
Right,
So,
sir. One final
all
word
right,
from my sir.
all
Before I
of you,
close.
please stay tuned. Yeah.
Right,
So
sir.
you can share
Thank
your
you.
presentation. Thank you, Rahul sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pramod, sir. Just one final word, sir. I thank all the participants for patiently listening to whatever I've said and for your excellent interaction that came in between. And Pramod, sir, thank you so much for giving the opportunity. And
Thank you, sir.
just Alekya, thank you so much, ma. And Acharya, sir, thank you so much for the opportunity, sir. It's a nice initiative to connect with all the supply chain professionals. Ramesh, sir, thank you so much for patiently listening to all the session. And also Venkat, sir, for thank you for the initiative in making this MDP possible. Thank you all. I'll share Nagamani ma'am. I also share the questionnaire once my paper is published, ma'am. I'll definitely share. I'm a NALSA faculty, ma'am. You can all reach me out on my NALSA portal, rahulgb@nalsa.ac.in, ma'am. I'll share the question. This one. Yes, sir. Rahman sir, they also use augmented reality, sir. Otherwise, it's very difficult for them to sell the this one frames because most of the people. That's why you instantly have mirrors in the outlets, especially in the outlets, e-commerce outlets and all. We need to have augmented reality. Thank you, SSS sir. Sir, I'm closing the session here from my
Yeah.
end.
Thank you, sir.
Over to
Thank you
SSS.
very much. Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
Thank you, sir.
So 2-3 minutes of quick break. In the meantime, when participants are in the break, so Ramesh sir, you can share your screen,
Yes, sir.
your presentation.
Yes,
We'll
sir.
just have it.
Pramod sir, this one slide we have taken. No, we have to go to the settings, no?
Go to present,
Present.
sir. Go to present. Yeah.
Okay. Share screen, no?
Yes. Share entire screen, sir.
Screen sharing is easiest with the two monitors. Screen sharing works best as a good data. Share
You
screen.
just share, sir. One of them you click. We'll see.
Uh, uh. So, is it visible, sir?
Just a moment, sir. Just a moment. It has not come. No, sir. We are not able to see your screen. Yeah, it has come now.
Okay.
Yeah, we're able to see your screen, sir. No issues.
Okay. This mode and all is okay now. Maximize,
Fine.
minimize, anything.
Everything is fine, sir. Everything's fine.
All
Everything's
right.
fine, sir. I think I have already kept the cinema mode on, so that's the maximum layout that we can use in the studio. So
Fantastic.
that should be fine, sir. Yeah,
Okay.
we can't maximize it further.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Fine.
So 2 minutes, sir. We'll just start the
Sure.
started presentation. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Welcome back, everyone. So let us start the second session of the day. I request Alikya to briefly introduce Venkat Ramesha. Alikya, over to you.
Yes. Thank you, sir. It gives good evening, sir. Good evening, Acharya, sir. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our resource person, Mr. Venkat Ramesh, sir, for this session. Dr. Venkat Ramesh, sir, is having 20 years of professional experience in supply chain and working for a reputed multinational company. He studied his Bachelor's of Engineering, specialized in Mechanical Engineering from VTU, and MBA, specialized in Finance from MKU. He is a regular speaker in various national and international seminars and conferences, has organized several training programs, especially in the area of supply chain and inventory management. We look forward for your insightful session, sir. I hand over the session to you on sustainable supply chain management in food industry. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Please, over to you. Thank you, Alikya.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you, sir.
Alekia, and thank you, Pramod sir. First of all, I would like to thank University of Hyderabad School of Management Studies for organizing this webinar series for the 5 days in the interest of the management development professionals across the globe. And I wish all the participants good evening, and in some places it's good morning. Um, Today, I'm going to present on sustainable supply chain management in the food industry. Let's try to have this as a more of an interactive learning experience. In case if you find any questions or anything, you can drop a chat. I'll address to that one. Thank you. Hope the screen is visible. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And the screen is visible.
Yes, sir. Screen is visible. You are audible, and
Mm.
you can see, sir, time to time the comments. And if you wish, you can answer them, or maybe at the end you can answer them. It's up to you.
Fine. We can do that.
Are you able
Yes,
to see the
yes.
comments, sir? Comments
I didn't get
on
anything
your right
as
hand
of
side.
now.
On your right hand side, there is a strip comments banners. You're able to see.
Show comment is there. Just say some good morning or something, sir. Whether I'll get it on this one.
I posted something. Are you able to see now? Comments.
Comments, full
Not
screen.
able to see. Not in the
Sir,
presentation, sir.
sir, you sir need to go to SteamYard, sir.
I'm in
Okay.
Steam here. Yeah, yeah. Okay, comments. Yeah, yeah. Good evening, sir. I got it. That's the one, no?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Oh,
Yes,
oh,
sir. So you can see
okay,
it
fine. Yeah.
from time to time and answer those
Sure, sure, sure.
queries. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yes, that's really good. Okay. So we'll discuss. I mean, uh, yeah. So today we are going to discuss on sustainable supply chain management in the food industry. Next slide. How do we go next slide? So can you just present it? I mean, next slide. How do we go?
So just click on that downward arrow, sir, on this in the in your
You are in
presentation
the first slide.
screen, sir.
Second downward arrow, sir. Are you able to see? Do one thing, sir. You can stop sharing. I'll share from my side.
Please, that will help, please.
Please stop sharing.
Yeah.
Are you able to see, sir? Now,
Yes, yes. First slide, I got it. Yeah.
is it visible?
Yes, visible, visible, visible.
Okay. So please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Um, See, sustainable supply chain management is more important in food industry because as long as human beings are existing on this earth, food is needed for their survival and growth and development. And if we don't maintain the sustainability in supply chain management, in especially in the food industry, the future generation are going to face the challenges of that one. Today, consumers are increasing demanding transparency and responsibility from the food industry. However, for agribusinesses, no, the navigating the complexities of sustainable food supply chain presents significant challenges. In these coming slides, we have got few agenda points that I would like to take you to the presentation. See, elements of supply chain management, that is very important. In the elements of sustainable food SCM, we are going to see that what are the different elements that are linking to the sustainable supply chains. For example, that could be either reducing the food waste or incorporating sustainable agricultural practices, supply chain optimizations, and then shifting towards plant-based diets. These are the elements that we are going to see, and the best practices followed. What are the best practices followed in supply chain to make it more sustainable? For example, we'll have alignment with the public-private partnerships. That is one section, and then we'll see cross-sectional partnerships and supplier partnerships. Then we'll see certification schemes that are no through nowadays the globe is looking more on the third party certifications to authenticate the products. These are the some of the best practices we'll see. And what are the challenges in building sustainable food supply chains? Usually in building supply chain food industries, no, it's a more complex thing. So some of the challenges what we see is agribusiness journey towards agricultural substance is fraught with challenges. It requires a lot of strategic thinking and innovations. Then we have got a supply chain complexity. It involves cost and investment, then regulatory compliances, supplier engagement and accountability. So these are some of the challenges that we are going to see on that one. And then how technology can help in making our supply chain more sustainable in the food industry. See, nowadays in the even in yesterday's presentation, madam was present Vijaya madam was presenting about internet of things. Then we have seen how technology plays a pivotal role in overcoming the challenges of agribusinesses. Then we have seen the how the blockchain is getting into every industry aspects. So those are some of the things on the technology solutions we'll see. Then you will see that what is the future that lies in sustainability. So this is in brief, we have got the agenda for today's presentation. If you have any questions or anything, you can post in the chat box. At the end of the presentation, I'll answer to them. Or if you need any further explanations, you can put it in chat box. I'll address to that one. Okay. Next slide, please. Yeah. So in food industry, what are the things we are seeing? Food industry in global, it is running in trillions of dollars. So in that food industry, it's a very complex and a global industry that clusters from small players to the larger ones like Walmart and those kind of things. And processing, it involves a lot of productions, processing, supply, and distribution. There are two elements that we need to see when we talk about food industry. One are those countries where people have got sufficient enough food for their survival. On the other part of the world, we are seeing that there are people who are starving with hunger for their survival. Okay, so it becomes more on making of the our food supply chains more sustainable to get the food to every human being in this part, in this part of the world. Okay, so towards that aspect, when we are moving across, we need to have a very resilient and robust supply chains in the food industry to make it a sustainable and make food affordable and available for every human being on this earth. In the next this thing, I'll tell you that how why is a sustainability important in food supply chains. Anyone wants to put any comments that why do you think that sustainability is important in food supply chains? What would happen if there is no sustainability in the food supply chains? What could be the outcome of that one? People will have starving, that is one thing. So people will not get enough nutritional food or food for their survivals. Those are the other sides, flip sides of the things when we don't have sustainability in our food supply chains. See, sustainability in food supply chain is crucial because it ensuring long-term food security, the protecting natural resources, and meeting and growing consumer demands for environmentally friendly products. See, this is more important. As long as we are making survival on this earth, no, we shouldn't. There shouldn't be any impact or effect to the environmental. Say, it helps agri businesses comply with regulations and avoid reputational risk associated with the unsustainable practices. See, as long as we have sustainable practices, okay, it makes more relevance for us to see that food and other things, the supplies that are maintained in this one is having sufficient for the everyone's. The food we eat, it has a significant impact on our health, as we all know, and the environment. With the global population touching about 9 billion by 2050, the demand for food will only increase. Okay, we are seeing that one. However, the current food production and distribution are unsustainable and contribute significantly to climate change, deforestation, and biodiversity losses. It is that we have to take time create sustainable food supply chains to meet the needs and demands of the people. So, in order to meet the demands of the people, having sustainable supply chain is very crucial and important for us. Okay, next slide, please. Yeah, so this is about world hunger. See, nearly 1 in 11 people around the world go to bed hungry each night. Hunger is a crisis driven largely by conflict, climate change, and chronic inequality, and also due to the unsustainable supply chains. So, what is the impression that you get when you see this image from the audience? Anybody? Uh, See, when we talk about world hunger, what are the ways that we can overcome this uh, hunger from these not so prosperous nations? Maybe in some of the countries in the Africa, we see that even today there is a malnutrition among the children, and we see there is a population which is not having sufficient nutritional food and availability of the food. The reason is we are not having enough good practices of the sustainable supply chains in the food industry, because that is one of the reason why many people in this world are not getting the sufficient food. Okay, yeah, in the next slide, please. Sustainable supply chain in food industry. See, we do have a lot of supply chains in different sectors, healthcare, food industry, and many other manufacturing industries and all. Sustainability in food industry is paramount for the existence, because food is the primary basic thing that is needed for the survival of any living creature on this earth. And as long as we make our supply chains sustainable, then only it's possible for us to survive on this world. When it is no supply chains of the future need to produce healthy and nutrition food that has been grown in an environmental friendly and ethical way. We are going to talk about this one: what is ethical way, what is responsible sourcing, while also dealing with the significant challenges of a growing population. See, on this earth the resources are limited, but the human population is increasing year on year. And how do we feed a growing demand of the increasing population across the globe with the limited resources? That's something makes everybody think over it. On the other hand, we are seeing the climate change and declining natural resources. If you see the kind of deforestation that is happening across the globe, which is resulting in the climate change. And then when due to the climate change, we also see there is direct impact on the agricultural crops also. And when there is a direct impact on agricultural crops, we see either there is a less yield or no yield, sometimes the failure of the crop due to climatic changes. These are the practical challenges that we are seeing in today's world. More sustainable and responsible food supply are powerful tool for achieving the sustainable development goals. See, food supply chains connect billions of consumers to produce around the world, creating livelihood for people in farming, fishing, and many other stages of the supply chain. Today, if you see the definition of the agriculture, no, it is very vast and it applies to many of the farming and non-farming sectors. And then there are millions of people who are working in fields in the agriculture sectors who are producing food for the billions of people across the globe. When we have good practices and good agricultural practices and sustainable supply chains in the food industry, it will eliminate the wastages, reduce the wastages, and provide sufficient enough food for the global population. In this with this background, I am going to talk about more on how important sustainable supply chain management is for the food production or in the food industry. Sustainable food production methods assist in lowering the environmental effects of the food industry, safeguarding natural resources. That is one more important. We have to have good practices so that we safeguard our natural resources and it is passed on in a very better way to the next generation. Because whatever we do today, the outcome of that is seen by next generation in the coming days. If we have more on the environmental and natural resources being protected, the next generation will be able to utilize them. But if you have anything that disturbing or deconstructing the natural resources, the future generations have to face the consequences of that one. Sustainable food production practices can create jobs, support local communities, and contribute to economic growth. All of the supply chain, it talks about social, economic, and then the environmental aspect of it. And these are the three important elements that somebody should be keeping in mind when we talk about sustainable supply chain management. So how we are effectively utilizing, yeah, it will be on this one. So benefits of the supply chain, sustainable food supplies, I was telling you: environmental benefits, economic benefits, and social benefits. So any thought process that what could be the environmental benefits of having sustainable supply chains? Any thought process that comes to you? See, sustainable food production practices, such as reducing the use of fossil fuels in transportation and using renewable energy sources, can help to reduce the carbon footprint of the food supply chain. Today, in every organization and every part of the globe, every country is talking how to reduce carbon footprint. That is one of the commonly discussed topic. Sustainable agriculture practices such as drip irrigation, rainwater harvesting, and conservation tillage can help to conserve water resources and reduce the environmental impact of food production. This we are in India, we are practicing a lot on drip irrigations. You have seen, we also have come up with a lot of rainwater harvesting and conserve water resources, lake rejuvenations. These are some of the things that we are doing in India. Whatever the fact that we do for environmental benefit, no, see, the environment should not be harmed to such an extent that the next generation finds it difficult for their survival. I'll take one example of our own city in India. For example, people might have traveled to Delhi. See, sometimes ago we saw in media that educational institutions in Delhi has been closed due to heavy pollution. That is one of the factor why this environment becomes so important, that we polluted Delhi so to such an extent that our children are having the consequence or facing the problem of that one. So like that, there are many examples. One could be the plastic, which is becoming a concern across the globe. How to overcome this usage, or how to reduce the usage of the plastics. Like that, there are many elements that are impacting directly or indirectly to our environment. Next comes the economic benefits. Sustainable food production practices help reduce waste. That is one important thing that we should always keep in mind, that how do we eliminate or reduce the waste in our throughout supply chain management, how we can bring in more value addition and have steps to reduce waste. This is more important. Improving our logistics. Today, even in yesterday's presentation, speakers were talking about electric vehicles. uh, Now more advanced technology has come, and people are having innovative ways to see that how carbon foot can be reduced by adopting to newer technologies. Either it could be electric vehicles, or shifting on to the new ways of having an improved version of logistics. Even in US and Europe, people are talking about smart vehicles, driverless vehicles, these kind of things, which runs with either it could be with the electricity or with the hydrogen. There is a lot of experimentation going on across the globe, that how hydrogen can be used for the heavier vehicles, for the movement of goods from place to place, thereby reducing the carbon footprint and adapting to innovative technologies. We need to keep a tab on improving the technologies and usage of the technologies in the right way. Technology can be a very good uh, partner or a player who can help to foster the growth and developments. By increasing efficiency, the food industry can reduce food cost and improve profitability across the supply chain. Any businesses that runs, for their survival, the business has to be profitable. And for them, the two things is, how do they improve the efficiency of the processes, and other side, how do they reduce or eliminate the wastages which is not adding any value onto the supply chain of in the sustainable supply chain in food industry. Sustainable food production practices can help increase the food system's resilience to climate change, natural disasters, and other disruptions that are taking place across the globe. We will see the other element, that is social benefit. Sustainable food production practices can help to improve working condition of farmers, farm workers, and the food industry employees. Today, in the entire world, there's a lot of emphasis that has been given on farmers. How do we support our farming community, uphold their livelihood, make them much no take them to the more sustainable growth and developments. And in India, we are talking about economical, socio-economic benefits of the farmer producing organizations and the farmers, and it could be small farmers. This includes promoting fair labor practices in food supply chains, ensuring safe working conditions, that's more important, and providing training and education opportunities. I believe that any human being on this world can be developed through training. It is trainings could be of different methods, depending upon the adaptability of the person. When we do a knowledge sharing, definitely there will be a positive change among the group, and then they tend towards the more towards environmental friendly possibilities. Sustainable food production practices can support community development by promoting local food systems, creating job opportunities, and small scale farmers and businesses. That's important because when we do anything, our local communities development should be considered, and how we can create more employment opportunities and support small farmers in our community and local businesses, that we need to keep in view when it comes to social part of the sustainable supply chain practices. Okay. Then we will see in the next slide, um, what are the key components of a sustainable supply chain. Sustainable food supply chain integrates environment, social, and economical sustainable practices. It can be done by reducing carbon footprints through sustainable sourcing. Sustainable sourcing is again, we all are supply chain professionals. So, responsible sourcing and sustainable sourcing, we need to keep an eye whenever we are doing any sourcing or procurement activity. Minimize the food miles, that means avoiding unnecessary transportations, logistics, reducing of the carbon footprint, adopt sustainable packaging. Even in this, previous speaker had spoken more on the environmental friendly packaging solutions, because even in the if you see any kind of e-commerce businesses, no, packaging is given very lot of importance. Either it could be for the labeling, appeals, appearances, and all, but the what material we use for packaging is very important, whether it is going to harm the environment or it's going to compost and degrade into a earth in a very safe manner. Lot of research is being conducted to identify what are the sustainable packaging materials that can be used to make our earth more safer and greener, and promoting plant-based diets to reduce environmental impact. Plant-based diets, no, it reduces carbon footprint in the environment, and more of encouragement is given for the plant-based diets to reduce impact on the environment. We'll see the next slide. Yeah, this is more important elements of supply sustainable food supply chain management. We'll try to spend some time on this one. Incorporating sustainable agriculture practices in food supply chain is critical for a sustainable supply chain management. Instead of utilizing synthetic chemicals, organic farms uses natural fertilizers and pest control techniques to cultivate crops. In ancient India, if you see, we never used any kind of synthetic chemicals. India always in the past had followed the organic and the natural farming methods, and they had something called bio things which can prevent these pest attacks and safeguard the farms. See, organic agriculture techniques improve soil health. That is very, very important. There was a big movement that was happening in India about the soil conservation and maintaining the soil health, because that is what determines the yield of the crop and the growth of the crop. Lessen environmental pollution and produce healthier, more nutrient dense food. Regenerative agriculture is a holistic approach to farming that aims to improve soil health, promote diversity, and reduce the environmental impact of agriculture. See, regenerative agriculture, you might have heard, that is a practice can include crop rotation, crop cropping, conservation tillage, and the uses of compost and other natural inputs. we stick on to the natural practices and organic practices that keeps our soil healthy, and whatever the crop that is grown, that is healthy and nutritious for the human consumptions. And in the past, if you see, there were less health challenges in the older generation compared to the generations what we see today. And the food what we eat determines the kind of health what we are having. And for our future generation, it is our responsibility to ensure we provide safe and good food for their survival. Reducing food waste is an important part of ethical food sourcing and production. It is important to implement food waste reduction strategies in the logistics itself. In India, if you see, whatever the agri fresh produces, either it could be fruits, vegetables, green leafy vegetables, 20 to 30% of the wastage happens by the time the produce reaches from farm to markets or to the households. If efficient logistics systems can be maintained, the reduction, even if 10% reduction in the wastages, can feed to crores of people across India. This is a scenario that is happening every day, and measures needs to be taken in the good interest of people, because not everyone is affordable to a good, safe, nutritious food. We'll talk something on the software. Nowadays every field is getting this technology support. Software supply chain optimization software is important in creating a sustainable food chains. This involves managing the flow of goods and from point of production to the point of consumption, with a focus on reducing waste, improving efficiency, and promoting transparency. If you see, software as a tool can be employed in every element of the business, and so with the agriculture as well, and in the design of supply chains for the sustainable food industry. Minimizing waste and packaging is critical component of creating a sustainable food system. Excessive packaging and food waste can have significant environment and social impacts, including contributing to greenhouse gas emissions, polluting waterways, and exacerbating food insecurity. I'll say a few words about circular economy. Circular economy in food production is an important concept in creating a sustainable food system. The circular economy is an economic system that seeks to minimize waste and maximize the use of resources by keeping the materials in use for a long as possible. That's circular economy is common topic that is spoken across the globe in various forums. Representatives from different countries are presenting their viewpoints on circular economy. Resource recovery involves recovering valuable materials from waste streams and using them to create new products or generate energy. And see, the unused products or the waste products getting into energy sector is one element that is no many of the people are nowadays focusing upon. Let's see what is food miles. It refers to the distance food travels from the place of production to the consumer's plate. The greater the distance, the higher the carbon footprint due to transportation emissions. We all know that. Reducing food miles by sourcing locally or optimizing logistics can significantly help environment food production. When we do a sourcing from nearby villages, that will provide livelihood to the farmers, that is more sustainable supply chain than we get it from imported. Just imagine something we have to import from Japan or Africa to India, the different modes of transportation we are using, the levels of carbon footprints that is impacting to our environment versus something we source locally in the proximity of the geography we are living in. That's something we need to. That's a thought for the thought for us to see that we'll have a better choice. We'll have better choices in selecting our foods. Sustainable transportation involves using energy efficient vehicles, optimizing routes, and considering alternative modes of transport which are less carbon intensive. Today, we have seen many of the e-commerce companies or any of the large giant companies, they encourage more on the electric vehicles because that is they consider that as a their responsibility of reducing carbon footprint instead of using the conventional petrol or diesel automotives or locomotives. Shifting towards plant-based diets is another crucial aspect of sustainability in the food supply chain. Plant-based foods generally require fewer resources like water and land and emit less greenhouse gas compared to animal-based products. This is a generic thing that we have seen in almost all the countries that plant-based diets have lesser impact on the environment. Then we'll also see in the uh, yeah plant-based things we have addressed that one. Next slide, please. Okay, this is important. Elements of sustainable food supply chains. We are going to talk about ethical sourcing, environmental responsibility, traceability, and transparency, which is becoming very big buzzword nowadays. Collaboration and innovation that will yield better solutions. Any idea what ethical sourcing is about from the audiences? Anything you want to put in chat box? What do you feel about ethical sourcing? Hello, am I audible? Okay,
Yes, sir. You're audible. You're audible, sir.
audible, audible, no? Okay, fine, fine. So ethical sourcing, no, ensures supplies.
Are you looking at the comment box, sir? Because I'm in a different screen. I'm not able to see. So
Uh,
now there are some
no, no,
questions
that
being.
slide, yeah, slide is not appearing properly.
No, no, sir. Slide. I'll show you it. I have come to this studio now. So are you able to see
Uh-huh.
the comments, sir? There are some
Uh,
comments
uh,
in the chat
uh,
box.
how to ensure trace that organic food
Yeah, please address
climate
those things.
organization is actually these things one by one I'll complete once I finish off the presentations. I'll complete now. I'm looking at the ethical sourcing. How important that ethical sourcing is in sustainable supply chain. S- I want to say a few words on this ethical sourcing. Ensures suppliers and vendors meet certain ethical standards, making a positive social impact and practicing environmental sustainability. It is the responsibility of both customer as well as vendor or consumers that they make a positive social impact and they practice environmentally sustainable practices. Environment responsibility may be defined as the ethical obligation of organization to prevent pollution, that is more important, manage environment risk, and accept the consequences of their actions in order to protect the environment and promote sustainability. It is everybody or nowadays it is becoming a policy in environmental policy in most of the reputed organizations across the globe to have a policy on their environment, and they do their bit towards the safe a better environment, providing better environment for the next generations or for the sustainable supply chains. Then we have transparency. Improving the transparency of supplies and the traceability of sourced material is essential to enable more sustainable decision making. In terms of traceabilities, a lot of technologies have come where nowadays people are talking more about the QR codes. The moment you scan QR code, you'll get to know this fruit is grown in which part of the world. We have advanced technology systems in QR codes. The moment I buy it from Walmart, any mango or orange, and the QR code attached, a label attached to that one, if I scan that one, I'll get to know whether it is in Fuji in China or Washington or Sydney in Australia. That's the level of traceability people are talking about. And transparency, the more the transparency is, the more the respect the organization gets in today's world, because consumers want to know how, from where it has been sourced and how it has been produced. Next element, we'll talk about collaboration and innovation. Collaboration is about people communicating and working together on a shared goal, that some group of people have got a common goal that they want to achieve, so they collaborate together in achieving that goal. That could be either environmental safeguarding or improving the socio-economic of condition of the of small farmers. It could be anything. And innovation is creating something new that we all know, finding a new solution, a new way of doing things, a new product, service, or method that is useful in the larger interest of the people. Innovation is solving a problem for someone somewhere. So we find out the solutions for that one. See, now the global challenge is climate change that we all know. Finding out solutions for those challenges is very important, because even that identification of the solutions, that should have a sustainable practice in that one. Otherwise, it's of not much useful. So in that aspect, when we move, obviously sustainable supply chain management practices and good management practices are essential in the food industry. I'll talk some few lines on these best practices for achieving sustainability in food supply chain by having public private partnerships. There are good number of examples across the world where public private partnerships have given a wonderful results. And those practices are something that which can be reproduced across any part of the globe, and then which is which can be repeated, and then having involving collaboration between public and private to address common challenges and promote sustainability in the food system. Cross sectoral partnership involves collaboration between organizations from different sectors, such as NGOs, it could be even academic institutions and businesses. These partnerships can help to leverage the strengths of different stakeholders and develop innovation solutions to sustainability challenges. We have seen good number of examples where a lot of NGOs come forward and they partner with the different sectorial people in achieving a common goal. One such example is regeneration of the lakes in India, where an NGO is partnering with public departments, government agencies, and they are regenerating the lakes. The same thing is afforestation, that means planting of more and more trees with the support of the um, local governments, and even sometimes corporate companies are coming forward to sponsor the programs of afforestation to improve the greenery. And we see some supplier partnerships involves collaboration between food companies and their suppliers to promote sustainable sourcing and production practices. This responsible sourcing and sustainable sourcing is very important in having a sustainable supply chain in the food industry, and it should be approached from the both the parties, that is a supplier as well as the customer or the consumer. For example, a food company may work with its suppliers to implement sustainable farming practice or to reduce the use of harmful chemicals in production. At the same time, the supplier also should be ethical enough in following sustainable farming practices, following natural farming, following organic farming, so that the produce what he gives is free from any kind of chemicals or pesticides being used in his farm. Today, anything we talk about, we emphasize more on certifications, authenticity of the product. Certification schemes involves independent third-party organizations that assess the and verify that certain standards have been met. Labeling schemes, on the other hand, involve providing information about the environmental, social, or ethical impacts of food production through labeling and packaging or at the point of sale. This is important because today, after the COVID situation, the people have become more conscious on their health. Before they consume anything, they want to be sure that they are consuming safe food being produced as in a natural way, and there are zero chemicals used in it. Post COVID, across the globe, health consciousness has improved a lot, and they mandate that a good labeling information has to be produced on every food pack that they want to take. So, in that way, we see that these some of the good practices can be done in the good interest of consumers by following either public partnership, cross-sectorial supplier partnerships, or certification schemes. Certification schemes just an assurance that the product is produced in a safer way and is a good for the human consumption. Yeah. Shall we go to the next slide? Huh. Challenges in building sustainable food supply chains. Supply chain in food supply in food industry itself is a very complex thing because there are, for agri businesses, the journey towards building sustainable food supply chain is fraught with challenges that require strategic thinking and innovation. That's something we need to be more proactive and have a well defined planning systems when we talk about building supply chains, sustainable supply chains in the food industry. Supply chain complexity, if you see, agribusinesses often operate with intricate global networks involving multiple tiers of suppliers, processors, and distributors. Managing sustainability across such a complex supply chain is daunting. Each link in the chain presents a unique set of environmental, social, and economic challenges. I'll give you an example. If some produce is being produced in Africa, that has to be transported to either US or UK. Just think how many links are there in moving a produce from farm to the table, to the consumer table. and the modes of transportation, the packaging material that goes in, and the impact that draws on the environment. It is such a huge complex supply chain just to transport one or two articles from the source of production to the place of consumption. And across the globe, there are millions of transactions that are taking place every day. That huge supply chain complexity one needs to understand when they are designing the supply chain, sustainable supply chain in the food industry. Other element is cost and investment. Implementing sustainable practices often requires significant upfront investment in new technologies, processes, and training. For many agribusinesses, particularly smaller operations, this cost can be prohibitive. We need to have uphold on the upcoming new technologies to see how best we can leverage the technology in overcoming the challenges in designing or implementing the sustainable supply chain in food industry. Of course, every country has got their own laws and regulations, regulatory compliance. As sustainability becomes a global priority, agribusinesses must navigate a growing web of regulations aimed at reducing environmental impact. These regulations can vary significantly by region, adding complexity to compliance efforts. Businesses must stay informed about evolving standards and invest in systems that ensure adherence, which can be both time consuming and costly. Even if you take an example of US, there are multiple regulations of FDA, that is Food and Drug Authority of US. Same thing with the UK. You have high number of regulations when it comes to food industry. And in India, we have FSSA, that is Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, who regulates and monitors food in safety of the food in India. So every country and every region have got their own laws and regulations, and the supply chain should be resilient enough in designing meeting to the statutory requirements of that particular geography. Supplier engagement and accountability. Achieving sustainability goals requires the cooperation of all suppliers in the chain, from farmers to packaging providers to the last mile delivery. However, engaging supplier and holding them accountable to sustainability standards can be difficult, especially when dealing with suppliers in regions with less stringent environmental and labor regulations. Because each country has got their own laws and regulations. Maybe some practices that's being followed in African countries or Asian countries may be quite different from the practices and the regulations that's been there in US or in the UK or in Australia for that matter. So engaging with our suppliers and having accountability on our deliverables and having common goals, that's very important in having sustainable supply chain in the food industry. Data collection and transparency. Sustainable supply chain management relies heavily on accurate data collection and transparent reporting. However, gathering reliable data from multiple sources across the supply chains is often challenging because you know the practical problems in getting the right data from the reliable sources. Inconsistent data collection methods, lack of standardization, and the sheer volume of data can hinder efforts to monitor and improve sustainability. In the next slide, we'll see about consumer expectation, technology integration, climate change impacts. Consumer expectations, if you see today, every now and then their expectations are increasing, aware of the environment. They are aware of the environment and social impact of their food choices, demanding more transparency and sustainability from the brands they support. Meeting these expectations require agribusinesses to not only implement sustainable practices but also effectively communicate their efforts. That's why in my previous slide also I have told that traceability of a produce and transparency of the movements of the producers is important for today's consumer, because he wants to know from where it is being produced and how it is being moved from place to place. However, navigating the fine line between genuine sustainability claims and the risk of greenwashing is a significant challenge. We'll talk about technological integration. Adopting new technologies like blockchain for traceability, that's one of the good one, what we have got in today's world, blockchain, that helps a lot in the traceability of a produce from place to place. Internet of things for monitoring and artificial intelligence for data analysis is crucial for building sustainable supply chains in food industry. However, integrating these technologies into existing operations can be complex and disruptive, because we need to have a more customized technological support for every region and for every country, because every region's rules, regulations, and their practices are different, and their producers are different, and the people are different. But everyone has a common goal towards the sustainable supply chain. Climate change impact poses a direct threat to agriculture production, with more frequent and severe weather events disrupting the supply chains. We have noticed that one recently we have seen an incident of a wildfire happening in US. That's one example of a climate change, and there are many such incidents we are observing across the different parts of the globe. The consequences of the climate change that is throwing on us. Agribusinesses must adapt to these changes by implementing resilient agriculture practices, diversifying supply sources, and investing in climate smart technologies. Addressing these challenges require a holistic approach that integrate sustainability into every aspect of the business. For agribusiness, the road to sustainability food supply chains is complex, but it is essential for ensuring long-term viability, meeting consumer demand, and contributing to a more sustainable world. Yeah, please, next slide, please. Yeah, this is one important aspect. How technology solutions help in building sustainable food supply chains. Few thoughts on that one from the participants. How we can use technology to help in building sustainable food supply chains for us. Any chats, any comments you want to post on this? How technology can be helpful and useful in building sustainable supply chains. Okay. See, technology in any aspect plays a pivotal role in overcoming the challenges of agribusiness face in building sustainable food supply chains. By leveraging advanced technologies, business can enhance transparency, efficiency, and accountability across their supply chains, ensuring that sustainability goals are met while maintaining competitiveness. Like I said before, Advanced technologies like blockchain provide immutable records of every transaction and process within the supply chain. This ensures that each step from raw material sourcing to final product distribution is transparent and traceable. With enhanced traceability, agri-businesses can verify the sustainability of their products and prevent issues like fraud or mislabeling, ultimately boosting consumer trust. Internet of Things devices, sensors, and drones allow agribusiness to monitor various environmental and operational factors in real time. For example, they can track soil health, water usage, and crop conditionings, enabling more precise and sustainable farming practices. Real time data also helps in making quick decisions to mitigate risks associated with the climate change and other disruptions. You might have heard of big data and artificial intelligence powered analytics help agribusinesses collect, integrate, and analyze vast amounts of data from diverse sources. Data driven approach enables better decision making, optimizing resource use, reducing waste, and improving overall sustainability. Digital tools can be used to set sustainability criteria, monitor compliance, and share best practices. This helps in building stronger relationship with suppliers and ensuring that sustainability standards are upheld across the entire supply chain. Now, I'll just say with the increasing complexity of sustainability reporting, this is one of the important thing. Technology solutions simplify complex by automating data collection, verification, and reporting. Platforms can generate accurate, up-to-date reports that meet regulatory requirements, reducing the risk of non-compliance and associated penalties. Technologies enable agribusinesses to communicate their sustainability efforts directly to consumers. Through digital platforms, businesses can share the detailed information about their products' environmental and social impact, enhancing brand reputation and customer loyalty. We'll see in the next slide, please. Huh. The future lies in sustainability. Yes. Yeah. Any comments from participants about this? Our future lies in sustainability. The future of food depends on sustainability of our supply chains because the more efficient we build our supply chains, it will have lesser impact on the environment. By embracing supply chain practices such as reducing food miles, that is, optimization of the logistics with environmental friendly fuels like hydrogens or electric vehicles, adopting plant based diets which consumes less resources, and implementing advanced technology solutions for agribusinesses can ensure they are not only meeting consumer demand but contributing to a healthier planet. Our effort in designing sustainable supply chains should be that we create a healthy society, a well balanced ecosystem, and a greener planet. Our journey towards sustainable food supply chain is challenging but essential, and those who invest in this transformation today will lead the way in the food industry of tomorrow. It means that the effort what we put today in making our earth more greener and building more sustainable supply chains in the food industry will give a better tomorrow for the next generation. In my view, it is the responsibility of every supply chain professionals to have a responsible sourcing, ethical buying practice, following fair trades, supporting our local businesses and local communities, and build sustainable supply chains in food industry that wastage in the food or is eliminated and food is made available to as many people as possible in this world to make this world a hunger free world, providing enough sufficient nutrition food for survival of every human being living. With this note, I would like to conclude on my presentation on sustainable supply chain management in the food industry. I'll go through some of the comments in the chats. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. There is one comment: Walmart using blockchain with IBM for tracing their food supply chain. Yes, that is true. Walmart, no, they for the last, to my knowledge, more than 10 years, they have been using blockchain technology in their supply chain for the traceability. Yes, that's very true. Mr. A, yes, okay, fine, good. That's a good comment. And yeah, waste management is also one of the important aspect that lot of big companies are considering, because how we can utilize the waste and minimize the impact on the environment, that is something we all should look upon to see whatever the waste we are generating has a lesser impact on the environment, and we have more opportunity for a better survival for the younger generation. um, yeah, next comment please. 1 second. Um yeah, complying with the regulatory requirements is yeah, see, every nation has got their own regulations with respect to food. US FDA has got their set of regulations. UK British retail consortium BRIC has got their own regulations. India FSSI has got their own regulations. Whatever the supply chains that we are designing in the food industry should adhere to the statutory and regulatory requirements of that particular country or nation. I'm just going through some of the farmers getting right price for their crop. Yeah, see, in India we have come up something with an MSP. From government of India supports that every farmer, every produce they produce, a farmer should get a fair price, that is a minimum support price for his produce. It is practiced across India, and that has become a benchmark kind of thing, that no, a farmer is assured that this is the at least minimum price that he will get for the produce he's producing. Based off that, he can do a backward calculation and see that what is the kind of investment he has to make in cultivating that crop. MSP is implemented in India and it is going good. Yes. Some AS has mentioned a comment that Walmart offers vegetable oil soap produced from the waste cooking oil. Yes, I want to say a few words on this. The used cooking oil has been used for two purposes globally. One is it is used in the manufacturing of detergents, that is used for laundry purposes or washing of the clothes, and another one is in the production of biodiesel manufacturing. Used cooking oil is used in biodiesel productions. Of course, that's a growing thing in India. Also, we have got a lot of players who are converting used cooking oil into biodiesel production, and that biodiesel production is again blended with the uh, refineries in the diesel productions, and finally sold it to the retail customers or consumers. Then we have, yeah, Venkat sir has given a chat that not enough food available for the people. Yes, it is true, because we don't have equal distribution of natural resources across all parts of the globe, and that is causing non-availability of safe and nutritious food for the survival of the people. Hence, it becomes responsibility of the supply chain professionals who are designing sustainable supply chains in food industry to make sure that every person on this globe gets enough food for his or her survival. There is one more question: how to ensure or trace that organic food claimed by the organizations is actually organically produced? See, nowadays there's something called scope certificate that is available. Any farm that is practicing natural farming or organic farming, the third party agencies will provide scope certification, and a sticker will be attached on that produce saying that it has been organically produced. Nowadays people are also adhering QR code, where if you can scan it, you will get to know from which part of India or from which farm this produce has been produced. And organically grown details also you can see the moment you scan the QR code on that one. And in that particular scope certificate, details will be mentioned that where the farm is, what is the crop they have produced, and what are the organic practices they have followed in cultivating that particular crop. That's very much available in the in India also, and in the outside countries also. uh, any more questions, any chats, or if you want to know something more on that one, you can please put it into the chats. I can address that.
Sir, there is one more question, sir,
Yeah, please.
by Mr. Indranil. Are you able to see that, sir? See the chat box?
From participant name you said?
Last question, sir. Last question, Mr.
Last
Indranil.
question. Indranil Saha. Is there a study to assess the effectiveness of sustainable supply chain in the food industries? Yes, there are a lot of research works that are going on. Apart from the academic research works, there are a lot of consultancy firms like ENY, KPMG, Price Water Cooper, who are doing studies to assess the effectiveness of sustainable supply chain in the food industry. They are doing from end to end study, right from the selection of the field, preparation of the farm for organic produce, method of cultivation, good agriculture practices being followed, packaging, mode of transportation used for move the material from farm to the place of consumption, labeling methods that practiced, and then genuinity of the produce that is being given, and the authenticity of that particular organic produce. There are multiple studies that are happening in different parts of the world. And apart from this academic institutions, these consultancy firms like KPMG and Ernest Wise, ENY, they are also publishing articles on their studies to keep the people informed than how the world is heading towards inorganic or natural farm productions, and also building sustainable supply chains in the food industry.
Okay, sir. So I think you have addressed all the questions. So on behalf of the school and on behalf of the university and on behalf of Meriton Incorporation, I thank you very much, sir, for your nice session on the sustainable food supply chain. So thank you very much, and thank you, Alekia, and all the participants for your active, questioning. And yeah, there is one thing about the attendance. There is no attendance link or something. So we'll be happy if you watch, the live stream, because the footfall is very low. So that is where we sent the email in the morning. So please be available on the YouTube. That's good enough for us.
Sir,
Okay.
there is a question, sir.
Yes,
Before we
please.
leave, there are a couple of questions. Can you please address, sir? We'll
Yes, please.
stop. Yeah,
Sir, there
please.
is a question from Salman Khan.
Yeah, please. Salman Khan. 1 second, I'll just see.
I think for hospitality sector, we have further presentations. So maybe please uh, be there in the sessions. That should be good enough. Would you like to say
Uh,
something, sir? Hospitality sector quickly.
can you read out the question? I'm not able to find it here.
What are the specific challenges faced by the hospitality sector in managing the
Okay.
sustainable supply chain? Yeah.
Yeah, they're also we are coming up with more on the sustainable elements in the hospital sectors, going more on towards the natural resources and discouraging more of the artificial and the synthetic usages in the hospital sector. That's why if you see the handcraft materials are being encouraged more in the hospitality sector, the renewable sources being encouraged more in the hospitality sector. These kind of frameworks are happening even in the hotel segments and other hospitality management services as well. And of course we also have a future session in the particularly on the hospitality segments, so probably in the speakers will going to cover more aspects on that. Yeah.
Thank you,
Any
sir.
other
Thank you very much on the sustainable food supply chain. So I think we're on time now. I would like to stop here the sessions. So keep watching the live stream. That is one thing that we request all of you. That is where we sent an email in the morning. So please be available. And so there is no attendance link. Okay. Thank you very much. So let us stop
and
here. Let us
yeah, I
stop
want
here.
to yeah, I
Yeah,
want to
please.
take a
Yeah.
moment. I want to take a moment to thank School of Management and University of Hyderabad for having initiate for taking the initiative of organizing this 5 days live webinar series management development program on sustainable supply chains in different sectors. My special thanks to Professor Pramod and Achar Lusar and Dr. Mr. Venkat um, for their initiative and effort. This is helping people in providing up-to-date knowledge and on different things that are happening across the globe. And thanks to all the participants for your patience hearing, and I would appreciate if you continue the same enthusiasm and with a better participation and interaction in the future sessions as well, to make this webinar series more successful. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, and I thank all the organizers and the participants for this wonderful session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. So let us stop here. Thank you. Oleke, I can stop the streaming.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Venkat, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.